Hello, everyone. It's Miss Morgan. I came on here today to talk to you a little bit about Antarctica. So, I found this little lesson plan online and I thought it was so cool. I feel like we don't really talk about Antarctica a lot because people can't actually live there. It's too cold. I mean, we visited a whole bunch of people from different countries, scientists and things. They have laboratories and things, but you can't live there because it's too cold. So I feel like it's not really talked about a lot. So I wanted to talk about it. So I'm going to read a little passage on Antarctica, show you some cool pictures, and make sure you're paying attention and you have a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper because I am going to ask you some questions at the end and let me know your answers. Give me a message back, shoot me something on talking points, and I'd love to talk and see how you're doing and go over your answers with you. All right, so here we go, Antarctica. There are 7 continents on Earth, and one of them has a population of 0. The fifth largest continent on Earth is Antarctica, with only groups of scientists visiting the windiest, coldest, and driest place on Earth. It is about the size of the United States and Mexico combined, about 5.4 million square miles. Antarctica surrounds the South Pole. It is not a country, but some countries claim ownership of some parts. There are no borders except for the continent itself with the Southern Ocean. Antarctica is located at the bottom of the Earth in the southern hemisphere, south of Australia, South America, and Africa. It is about 10,000 miles from New York. Many countries operate science stations on the continent, but the researchers remain only for scheduled periods of time because it's too cold. The first explorers who tried to reach the region were the ancient Greeks, but the ice was too much to overcome. However, between 1772 and 1775, English explorer John Cook led an expedition and became the first to cross the Antarctic Circle. They did not see land, but did notice rocks in some of the icebergs. Later, several other explorers followed in Cook's footsteps, with Norwegian Roald Amundsen becoming the first person to reach the South Pole on December 14th, 1911. So isn't that cool? So this is John Cook right here, and this is Roald Amundsen. Okay. The population of humans on Antarctica may be 0, yet there are animals that live on land and in the sea of the Antarctic. The animals in the sea include killer whales or orca, fish, and krill, which are small crustaceans like shellfish or prawn. Land animals include several types of penguins, such as the Adélie king and emperor penguins. A land animal that often becomes food for the whales are the leopard or Weddell seals. The seals, whales, and penguins also eat the fish and krill. There are few plants because only about 2% of Antarctica is free of ice. There are no trees or shrubs, but the flora of the continent is made up of lichen species, moss, non-marine algae, and many fungi and bacteria. Of course, the cold climate is the reason for few living organisms, plus it is the largest desert in the world, averaging less than an inch of precipitation each year. Could you imagine it only raining for an inch a year? Like, that is so little rain. Which is about the same as the Sahara Desert in Africa. Why is there so much snow on the continent? Because the snow never melts. Antarctica is completely covered by a layer of ice that averages more than 1 mile in thickness and up to 3 miles in other places. The ice and snow has accumulated over millions of years because of the snowfall. At present, the continent contains about 90% of the ice on Earth. If the ice were to suddenly melt, sea levels throughout the world would rise by over 200 feet. Though always cold, there are a couple of seasons in Antarctica, with winter occurring between March through September and summer October through February. In March, the sun sets but is not seen again until October, which means it is light 24 hours a day for 6 months, and then dark the other 6 months. Sometimes, due to snow algae, the color of the snow in parts of Antarctica during the summer may be red, green, gray, or yellow. Okay, so how would you all feel if the sun set one day and then it didn't come back up for 6 months? Like we were just in complete darkness for 6 months. Like, how do you think we would survive as a people? Like, how would you go about your day? I really want to hear about that. So, message me your answer on that one. Okay. In addition, during the winter, much of the water surrounding Antarctica freezes and doubles the size of the massive continent. The water surrounding the Antarctica is the Southern Ocean. Temperatures range from negative 49 degrees Fahrenheit to about negative 56 degrees Fahrenheit, but both below zero. On July 21st, 1983, the coldest temperature ever recorded was negative 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit, and ground temperatures have reached over 135 degrees below zero. Sometimes winds reach up to 200 miles per hour, leading to much colder and deadly temperatures. So there are some attractions in Antarctica, which people do visit. Though mostly scientists have visited Antarctica, nearly 100,000 tourists visit this white landscape every year while observing Antarctica's snow-white landscape. It is unique features and some of its wildlife. So, Deception Island has steaming beaches due to its proximity to an active volcano. The water is mostly scalding, and whales may be seen nearby. The emperor penguins freely roam the continent. The lady penguin lays one egg a year, and the male nurtures it until it hatches. So there is a movie, it's a Disney movie called Happy Feet, and that movie kind of talks about the emperor penguins. It's not really that informative, but it is really cute, and it's all about emperor penguins, so if you want to check that out. The polar ice cap has thick layers of snow and roaming animals, and its melting is often tied to global warming. And then the home of Santa Claus, the South Pole, is where temperatures can reach a negative 120 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's also a place where you can walk around the world. So if you walk around the South Pole, you technically walked around the world. That's like one of the tourist attractions. Though no one truly owns the continent, the Antarctic Treaty was signed in 1961. The treaty outlines strategies to help control human activity and to resolve disagreements over territory. Scientists who carry out experiments must share their results with the signers of the treaty, care for the environment, and the land is to be used for only peaceful purposes. So think about a time when you felt extremely cold. Maybe you were outside in the winter, playing in the snow, or you were sledding or ice skating and you were just like really cold. So do you think you can survive a visit to the Antarctic? And why or why not? And then I have a little review for you. So what is the type of penguin that lays one egg a year and the egg is nurtured by the male? The krill, the polar, the emperor, or the Arctic? And what is the cause of the red, green, yellow, or gray snow? Dogs, dirt, volcano, or snow algae? And this includes steaming beaches and a live volcano. Polar ice cap, Deception Island, Antarctic Circle, or South Pole? All right, so make sure you wrote your questions down and your answers to your questions, and feel free to send them to me and let me know what you liked about the facts about Antarctica, and I hope to talk to you all soon. Bye.